start by saying, as a father, laws are designed to govern and to structure and to provide structure. Um, as a parent, I think households are and rules are the same way when it comes to kids and parenting. You know, when a child breaks the rules, there is a level of punishment. The law is consistent in that approach, in the sense that if you break the law and you get caught, there potentially is a punishment that is consistent that occurs as a result of you breaking the law. Laws are designed to establish order. The same way that in a household, chores are designed to establish order. Um, Laws have been passed, some of them good, some of them bad. Same rules, same way in your household that rules have been passed. Some of them good, some of them bad. Some of them are enforced and some of them aren't. So as parents, I think the best approach is that we are and we do we lead by example. And when I say by that, is I say um, there is a connection, in my opinion, from the imprisonment of fathers to the imprisonment of their biological children, specifically the sons. I think children look to their fathers as mentors. I think the kids look to their fathers and mothers as role models. So generally what mom does and dad does, the children are going to do. It's not uncommon, after practicing law for 20 years, that I've represented the father and now I represent the son. Um, and that's because the structure and the disciplines that are necessary in the household, specifically the Black household, are a lot of times void and they're not present because families are broken apart and parents are oftentimes incarcerated. And the kids are having to raise themselves through the streets and other different approaches. That's why community outreach is so important. That's why community organizations are so important. That's why sports are so important. That's why community involvement is so important. That's why churches are so important. Any avenue that can create a system where the village raises the children when the parents are vacant and they may be potentially absent. So I challenge parents to not just ask your kids to be great, but to be great and to be an example for your children. Um, I am a basketball owner / basketball coach. And the irony is, on game day, there are parents that are out of shape, parents that never played, parents that don't have the ambition or the desire to get up and to motivate themselves, that are literally yelling, spitting, and cussing their kids out because their kids aren't amazing. And I always tell the parents, hey, your kids are a reflection of what you do. So if you're not an overachiever, if you're not a person that's always going above and beyond, it's not fair to ask or to expect your child to do something that you are not leading by example by doing. Um, and so what I'm saying is, and sometimes it isn't even really about fitness, it's really about a mentality. Um, if you don't have a person that's consistent in anything in their personal lives, it's just hard to ask them to have their kids to be consistent in practicing, training, showing up, being available, listening, and being a student of whatever they're trying to achieve. So I guess my advice to parents are look at laws as a way to govern a society the same way we look at rules as a way to govern your household. Got it?
Thank you. I don't know if anybody has any questions. No, which is fine.
I do have a question, Erica. I'm sorry about that. Mr. Kieth, how can educators help? I'm an elementary educator, and we often have students that come to us, I guess, no structure. We try to give them structure. We see the growth in them, trying to foster that development as a human being, so into them. But then they go back home, or we deal with parents who are like, why are you teaching them that? What do we do? I've had that over the 21 years that I've been an educator. It's like, okay, wait a minute, I'm trying to help your child. What do we do? It's a tough question. I know. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. I think that that's a legit question. And I think the honest answer is to have a consistent approach. You're never going to be able to appease everyone. As educators, you just have to be consistent and just try to reach them where they are. You have kids that come from different backgrounds, different socioeconomic situations. Some of them come from good situations. Some of them come from situations that are very challenging. Um, your best job is to connect with the children, and that connection can be through how you interact with them. That connection can be from providing resources and security in the event they need it, providing just being a counselor in the event that they're dealing with stuff. But I think your job is to be consistent, and it's kind of like a situation where you think of a fisherman and they go out and they throw a net out, and the goal is to catch as many fish as you can. You're not going to catch them all, but catch as many as you can, and the ones that you do can catch, reel them in, help them, and then throw them back out to the world so they can be great. And I think that's the best approach and the best analogy.
Thank you.
I do have one question
Okay.
that is online. If there is a young man that's interested in becoming an attorney, what advice would you give him? And what avenue should he start taking, say, his senior year? He's about to graduate from high school, and so his goal is to become an attorney. What advice would you give him?
Well, first of all, focus on the lower level would be to focus on your schoolwork and do it. Try to maximize and do the best you can there, but also reach out. I'm the president of the Guilford County Black Lawyers Association. We started a new initiative March the 1st, where it's called Shadow a Lawyer for the Day. You can actually go to our website, guilfordcountyblacklawyers.com. Just put your information in, and you will be linked with a lawyer that you're going to shadow for a day. And the goal is to connect and to provide the same thing you as educators that you're providing, the connection. The reason I became an attorney was as a child, as a young kid, my family friend was an attorney. So just that relationship gave me that inspiration to feel as though that I could do it. And so that situation is all that I can advise is work hard, reach out, try to join that program, and just try to connect with an attorney that's doing the stuff you want to do. There are plenty of opportunities depending on the age, and that is always the first step. And it's not about all the time what you know. Sometimes it's about who you know. And doors open a lot of times just from being connected. I'm a firm believer that you start with connections, and you work on everything else, because the connections will solidify a lot of things you're trying to do. It will put into motion a lot of things, that a lot of uncertainty, and people that know you and people that can vouch for you will get you a lot further in the door than anything else that you have going on in your life. So start building relationships, and not only that, get involved in the community. See, as a lawyer, you advocate, you are a counselor. Um, if you're going to help people, it shouldn't just be in the courtroom. Um, it should be in your everyday things that you do. You should help people by helping kids. You should help people by trying to connect. You should help people by trying to teach them and trying to introduce them into areas like the law that they're interested in. And so the same way y'all do in education, just start the process, and just maintain the process, work hard at it, and be great at it and connect. And I think everything else will work itself out.
And can you repeat that website again?
GuilfordCountyBlackLawyers.com.
Does anyone else have